Kangaroos coming again. Important 5 minutes between now and the break. Ball over the top, magnificent sweeping handball to Harvey. Kick drops short, free kick. Free kick to Gehrig. Dragged down by Brown. And Fraser Gehrig will go back for number 3. Again, to just re-establish that margin beyond 25 points. The Roos haven't been able to get within 20 points for much of the day.
You almost feel for Lee Brown today. He's got the enormous job of playing on Fraser Gehrig, and he's just battled hard, but given away a couple of free kicks at the wrong time. And I think Shorey said before half-time, he's just maybe got to take a chance, play a couple of metres in front. Gehrig might be good enough to take a mark on him anyway, but free kicks like this are, really going to hurt.
So every time the Roos close in, St Kilda have just been able to kick a goal when it matters and keep them at bay. This to extend it back out to 26 points. Gehrig for his 3rd. Makes no mistake. 3 goals, 2 to Fraser Gehrig. St Kilda get their 12th. They're 12-7-79. The Kangaroos 8-5-53. As we approach time on in the 3rd, the number 1 final term team in the competition in 2005. The double chance squarely on the line at the Telstra Dome. Can the Roos do it 3 weeks in a row, or will St Kilda march on towards the double chance? Petrie in the ruck. Up against Kazitsky. Harvey. Good quick hands from Ferrito, releases Wells. The superstar runs onto it for a dream start. You better believe it! How about that? A goal in the opening 15 seconds. And the Kangaroos are within 15 points.
Geez, they're fantastic, the Kangaroos, aren't they? And Daniel Wells has just got so much excitement about him. Paddled the ball out in front. Anyone else would have panicked. He just said, look, no problems at all. I'll pick that up and slot a goal. Couldn't ask for a better start to the last quarter.
Gee, I'm trying to find out who's manning him up at the moment, because no one was goal side of him, and he comes, that looks like Montagna. He comes to the wing now, and there's Montagna. If that was his man, he had to know to be goal side.
I don't think there's any doubt, sure, he has that being his man. Kangaroos with their forward starting 30 metres out from goal. Plenty of space for the likes of Wells to run forward if they get it. Pack forms will have another bounce. 15 points the margin in favour of St Kilda. They look to be dominating and running away with this game at half-time, enjoying a 34-point lead. For this Kangaroo outfit, it is not done until they say so. Ball towards Rewalt. Got rid of Watt. Archer arrives late, takes the ball with him, leapfrog Lenny Hayes, and we'll have a boundary throw in. Spoke about the 20-point barrier. They've got to 20-21 points a few times, the Roos. They haven't been this close since the 1-minute mark of the 2nd term. Kazitsky and Petrie. They'll contest this. 46 metres from goal for the Saints. Sinclair stood in the Rewalt tackle, did well, got it to Simpson. Gets an extra 20 yards in front of the Kangaroos interchange bench, and will do it all over again.
Actually a pretty smart kick that from Adam Simpson. It didn't look like much, but under pressure to be able to roll the ball 20 metres along the boundary, it's a bit harder than it looks.
This might sound strange, but the Saints are in front by 15 points.
Free
but
kick.
It is fair and squarely at the feet of St Kilda at the moment.
Now, this should be nearly 50-metre penalty. Kazitsky's done that a few times, held the ball long enough to get his men, get the St Kilda players behind the line.
Petrie towards Hale on the stretch. Too much carry on it. Ball bounces fortuitously for Sinclair. Needs to be clean. And is Ferrito to Hale, to the man who loves the 4th term, Grant. Chips the kick, but Penny, strong grab. Read it well and takes a relieving mark at half-back for the Saints. Rocker just lost his footing coming to that contest. An important mark for Penny. Sweeps the ball wide to the city side. Kazitsky takes the mark. He holds it up. Kazitsky goes long inside 50. Gehrig one-on-one. It's work for the G-Train today. Milne at his feet. Can he run into an open goal? Milne snaps it across his body.
Gee, he's had opportunities.
I think I said before he's the best player ever at doing that. I've got to apologise to Phil Matera, I think, because I think Phil Matera might have kicked those last two.
Was he in space enough to steady up and...
Well, yeah, it was coming from the inside corridor. The man was coming onto the inside of him, so you've got to snap sometimes across your body, but I think he does layer eyes a little bit too much. But, gee, that was better positioning by Lee Brown on Gehrig then, I thought.
Pratt to Makepeace. The margin's 16 points. Here's Rawlings on centre wing in some space. Good transition from the Kangaroos inside 50. Jones just manoeuvred out of position. And the Saints can clear through Aussie Jones. Montagna has got a man over the top. Del Santo, he's a good user of the football. Rewalt leads short, goes again now to 50. He's called to play on. Brings it inboard to Harvey. Ferrito won't quite get there. Harvey takes the mark. Here's Jones, good overlap run from Aussie. Spears to Gehrig on the big chest of the G-Train. Beautiful kick from Aussie Jones. Gehrig didn't break stride, could take it out in front of his face or on his chest. And Gehrig to go back for goal number 4.
Well, Lee Brown, I just gave him a rap for his positioning because the other one, he played 2 metres in front and went back hard. You're not going to stop this. It was fantastic running by Aussie Jones. But you give a person a lead like that, 2 yards in front of him. Now, this will be a hard shot for Fraser Gehrig. Left foot across the goal. Has to start it, I would think, 2 metres inside or between the left point post and goal post.
For a steadier for the Saints. It's across the face. And a minor score. So Gehrig has 3 goals, 4. And the thing about that Daniel Wells goal in the opening 15 seconds is it's bought the Kangaroos a buffer. They can afford to concede a goal now without being out of the contest.
Here's the kick-ins. Have had trouble all day here, the Kangaroos.
Just in the nick of time, Sinclair. Got it from Makepeace and gives it back. Whips a handball over the top to Archer. Makepeace getting a bit of the ball. Now clears the defensive 50. Petrie. Well, that was well done by Shannon Grant. Kept Stephen Baker out of the contest, allowed Petrie to run back with the flow of the ball. Inside 50 now. Jones would spoil Voss. Ricochets off the boot of a player. Harding went to sink the slipper in. Maguire on his backside. Got it to Hayes, and he's got a loose teammate out of sight of the ground. Thompson doesn't have a lot on, so he has to come back inboard and short. Ball, look out. Ducked underneath the Ferrito tackle. Harvey heads back out wide. Hayes told to go from Luke Ball. Straightens his vision, heads up the middle and finds Rewalt. Got Gehrig inside forward 50 on his own. He switches play. It's a good switch too. He's got Fisher. Can go. Del Santo's there if he wants him. Ignores that. Finds Kajitsky, who's floated forward. Got rid of his opponent. Looking to lay it off. Be well advised to go back. As Stephen Mill makes his way to the boundary line. Massive kick.
Great running by Kajitsky, because what happened, Drew Petrie had the man the mark up on the opposite wing, so he couldn't get back to his man, Luke, and that's what you want as a ruckman, to be a dangerous forward player when your man can't man you up.
Has played against the Kangaroos 3 times in his career, and at this point in time is yet to kick a score. No bigger kick in any of those matches previously, all this afternoon's for Justin Kajitsky, and more importantly, St Kilda. Oh, it's a tumbling looking kick. Well, Kajitsky bows his head in disgust, but don't be too unhappy, because Lee Montagna's in the goal square and taking easy back. Should go back directly in front and slot the goal.
That's like one of my 9-irons. Take a big divot with your kick and you get it and it just skims it, but luck's a fortune.
Well, I've just seen Nick Rewalt give Justin Kajitsky a high five. I don't know if it deserved that, but the goal does. Lee Montagna gets his second. And the margin, well, it's back out to 23 points.
Yeah, what do you say about that? I mean, he's kicked that one off the shin, and look at Justin Kajitsky. I think he was genuinely that tired. I mean, if you have a look at him now, he's red in the face. He's run so hard. And you know, as Tony said, luck's a fortune.
It is, but there's an important lesson there. You've always got to make sure you've got a defender at the full of the ball.
As many numbers, you're right too, Swatter, as many numbers behind the ball as possible. And Lee Montagna, well, that was a gift, wasn't it?
Kajitsky has a spell now out of the ruck. Jason Blake goes into the ruck. Kajitsky goes down into defence as the loose man.
Gee, I don't know why. You don't want to shut up shop this early, I wouldn't think.
May just be fatigue setting in on Koschitzki.
Or rest him in the forward line so he can kick a goal.
Petrie in the ruck against Blake. Del Santo tracks it. Rawlings goes to ground. Hayes crashed into by Archer. There's a history between those two. Remember many years at the SCG, Lenny Hayes fixed up by Glenn Archer on the boundary line with a big hit.
Oh, there's another 50-metre penalty. Well, two undisciplined acts by St Kilda. You have to get the ball back on the full. It doesn't matter if your man's run forward. Throw it up in the air a bit higher so it gives you some time to get back. I think it was Lee Montagna.
Might have been Brett Voss, I think.
Let's have a look. No, here, Lee
Montagna. It'll be interesting to see whether Montagna comes straight off the ground. I think Jason Blake was the last one to give it off, and he came straight off the ground. So we'll watch the runner pretty closely here.
He'll be off Voss's Christmas card list, Luke. Corey Jones has kicked 1 goal, 1 in the third term. Every kick from here for the Kangaroos so vital as Hamill comes off to be replaced by Milne. Taking plenty of time, Jones, as well he should. They need this kick. Doesn't look good off the boot, but who cares? Corey Jones gets his second. And the Kangaroos back within 17 points. He shakes his head. He realised he didn't hit it all that sweetly, but bottom line, the 2 fingers come up, and that's all they put in the paper tomorrow.
That was the old Stephen Kernahan special, that wasn't it? The helicopter that just spun sideways all the way, and they all count for 6 points at the end of the day, and crucial goal. Kangaroos right back in the game, and 17 points the margin. They'll be loving their chances at this stage of the game.
I don't know about Justin Koschitzki being a loose man in defence. What it means that the Kangaroos can set up from half-back. And, you know, you need to kick goals to win the game still. Shut it up a bit later.
Yeah, you've got Glenn Archer down the other end, Tony, as that loose man for the Kangaroos, and they go forward again. Wells. Oh, good vision. Has Makepeace inside the centre square. Lovely left foot kick, and he's got Baird. The Tars are up for the Kangaroos. The Saints have got their problems. That might sound strange with their side being up by 17 points, but the Roos are doing all the attacking.
If you've got no pressure on midfield like that kick came from Makepeace, great play by Daniel Wells. Doesn't matter if you've got a loose man back in defence, you will find somebody in space if you move it that quick.
It'll take his best kick, I think, to kick this.
Playing his 3rd game for the year, John Baird, from 52 metres off the inside of the boot. High ball, Voss got there. Good fist on the ball. Rawlings. He's got Grant in support. Goes towards Ferrito. Oh, did well, Michael Ferrito. Got it back to Rawlings. Brady will load up. It's a good kick. It's a good kick, but it's just across the face of goal. Opportunity gone begging there for the Kangaroos as Robert Harvey, head in his hands, went heavily in that clash with Ferrito.
16 points the margin. Remembering, the Kangaroos were 17 points down at the 19-minute mark the last time these two sides played, and they still won. So plenty of time. We've only played 11.5 minutes.
Luke, take us through what happened with Robert Harvey.
He's going to have a decent headache. What's going to happen with Robert Harvey?
Nick Del Santo gave him a knee to hit his own teammate.
Yeah, he's feeling the effects at the moment, the champ, as Hamill comes back on, replacing Guerra. Long ball to the City side. The Roos with numbers, and Petrie takes the mark.
Oh, not 50-metre.
Yes, sir.
Again.
Against Penny. Dumped after the contest. Grant Thomas, I'm sure, will be furious. Every little incident like this is just giving a bit more ground to the Kangaroos. Luke Penny not happy. Grant Thomas less than not happy. There's Matt Rendell, assistant coach alongside.
He wasn't happy.
There's a lot of unhappiness at the moment, Shorey, I'm finding, around the Telstra Dome. Chance here for Drew Petrie. He's kicked 8 goals, 7 for the season, and this to bring it back to 10 points. And we have to go back to the middle stages of the opening term since the Kangaroos were this close. Petrie gets it done. 10 points the margin at the Telstra Dome on Saturday afternoon football. We've played 13 minutes, and this one's been shaping as a cracker all afternoon.
A lot of kangaroo flags flying at the moment. They're used to this. This is the way they play, the Kangaroos. They let the opposition side get out in front. They storm back over top. They'll get a lot of confidence out of the last 2 weeks. Was it 50, Short?
Oh, no way, no, it was 50. He didn't, and the umpire said that he's thrown him to the ground. He slapped his hands at the contest. Come on. That cannot, he had to try and spoil, and when it's happened, the umpire said that he's thrown him to the ground. That's the 3rd goal they've scored from a 50-metre penalty, which could be crucial in a tight game like this.
The Roos haven't been this close, Wayne, since the 10-minute mark of the first term.
I would reckon they would know that. It would have been spoken about at three-quarter time, and their earlier clash this year when they came from behind a
great smother.
stirring win. But Luke Ball says, no, I'm not done with yet. Follow me, boys. Heads towards Milne. Important contest. Makepeace wins himself a free kick as Archer comes in hard and late. He played that well, though, Stephen Milne. Protected the ball, had Makepeace on the wrong side of the football and made sure the umpire saw it. But you'd rather probably see him on the run here, Luke. Perhaps.
You just about would. It was a pretty soft free kick, I reckon, Wayne. I think Stephen Milne was smart enough to grab hold of the hand. Having said that, he's got the ball and he's going to have a shot at goal.
Will we see the ball try and get around the man on the mark, Shorey?
Well, you would think that Troy Makepeace will not jump off the ground. That's what you don't want to do when this man's got the ball in his hand.
Stephen Milne, no. He loads it up, pulls it left. 2 goals, 4 for the afternoon, Stephen Milne. Not too much damage done there for the Kangaroos on that occasion.
11 points the margin. We've played almost 15 minutes. Still plenty of time. Makepeace, he's got a couple of options broken towards the dockside. One of them's Baird. Can link up with Sinclair. Goes to ground. Goes back to Baird now. He kicks down the line. We'll have a throw in centre wing.
Well, the Kangaroos having an extra man behind the line, I think this suits the Kangaroos because they're trying to stop St Kilda from kicking a winning score. And they can just chip away, as you said before, Jason, chip away and just get a goal every couple of minutes, and that gets you back into the game. And it's played on the Kangaroos' terms, I think, at the moment.
They love to play their football that way, don't they? Loose numbers across half-back and just work it forward. Run it forward. Wells confronted, harassed and taken to the line, holding the ball.
Oh! No, the ball was displaced in the tackle and went out of bounds. The umpire was on the blind side, and I think he's guessed that.
Thompson has it. Towards half-forward, Revolt versus Watt. Revolt almost couldn't quite reel it in. Peckett confronted, taken by 2. Stands up in the tackle. Watt and Sinclair just pounced.
Now look at Daniel Wells. He's come up with the ball, tackled, the ball was displaced, and you can't play that hold the ball. A bit harsh on the kid. Just don't go in and get it anymore.
Kazitsky towards the line, and Sinclair takes it out. It's been a titanic struggle all afternoon, irrespective of the scores.
Oh, it's been a great game.
St Kilda's biggest lead was 34 points, which they carried in at three-quarter time. But even then, you got at half-time, rather, even then you got the feeling that the game was far from over. Hamill, Harvey in space. Can go to Gehrig one-on-one with Brown.
Free kick.
We've seen it happen time and again when Fraser gets in front.
Yeah.
Brown feels like he's drowning down back.
Well, look, I've got to say about Lee Brown, I don't like the positioning. He's playing right on the back of Fraser Gehrig. He holds him up with body strength and then uses the space. And then Lee Brown, thinking he's going to mark the ball, he thinks he has to hold on, Luke.
Yeah, you're right. Fraser's body strength is probably just, he panics and he grabs hold of the jumper, and it's just, it could be costly in the end.
This for number 4. He's kicked 3-4 for the afternoon. Fraser Gehrig steers it through. Saints kick away again. Margin back out to 17 points at the 17.5-minute mark.
Look, there was a beautiful little handball there from Aaron Hamill in the air to Robert Harvey that set this goal up.
Oh. Smart play that, wasn't it? I mean, he's got Glenn Archer as an opponent. Archer right down his neck, breathing fire, and it just shows that Hamill, he's got a bit of power and a bit of grunt, but he's also a bit of deft touch there as well, Tony.
That's the skill of our game, isn't it? And to do it in the air. We saw Daniel Wells kick a goal last year when he did it in mid-air. It just shows we've got so many different skills involved in our game, and it's the greatest game on earth. But I'm biased.
No arguments up here, Tony. 17 points the margin. 18 minutes gone. Last quarter. Wells. Looping handball to Simpson. Can go to Sinclair. Comes back inboard. Got around Robert Harvey. Now goes long. St Kilda with all the numbers. Fisher was one of them. Jones. Was he held?
Yes, he was.
Corey Jones crumbed the loose ball. Lost possession. Might have accentuated the free kick, but nonetheless, he'll go back and line up directly in front. 40 metres out. What do you think, Luke?
Great contest, first of all, from Nathan Thompson. He's just been fantastic at doing that all year. He's allowed the opportunity for Corey Jones. He's been a good player today, Corey Jones, coming up for his 18th possession and a crucial shot at goal.
I think he's lifted since half-time. Lee Hardy lifted in the third quarter.
Luke Ball in real trouble. We can see the damage there. He's headed for the bench. He's had 24 possessions, second only to Robert Harvey.
Corey Jones already has 2 goals, 2 for the afternoon. This for number 3. Gives it a ride. He heads back to the centre. He's got his third. And the Kangaroos get the margin back to 11 points.
Just refuse to give in, don't they, the Kangaroos? They have enormous faith in their ability. Fraser Gehrig kicks a goal and you think, geez, that might be enough to just sway it St Kilda's way. Keep persisting, get the ball back in. Luke Ball's on the boundary line there. He's had more headbands wrapped around his head this year, I think, than any other player. So he's going for some sort of a record, but he's tough. He'll be back out there again.
Not sure a player's ever had a personal sponsorship with Elastoplast, but they have to be looking at Luke Ball, surely.
Trying to see what happened here and now.
There it is.
Yeah, just a knee, accidental knee. But gee, Corey Jones has kicked 3 goals from free kicks, and 2 of them have had 50-metre penalties on top of them.
11 points the margin. 20 minutes gone as we hit time on in the final term. Hale in the ruck for the Roos. Ferrito and Harvey go at it. Sinclair coming hard the other way. Took Harvey high.
Be careful, St Kilda. You don't want to reverse the free kick.
Harvey's got a man broken wide.
50 metres. What's happened? Off the ball. I think it was the captain slung a St Kilda player to the ground, and now it has to be paid 50 metres because umpire Goldspink saw it behind play.
It's Dean Laidley's turn to be less than happy.
Oh, unhappy. They're right back in this game. No goal's going to be kicked where they had that first free kick.
With all due respect to Robert Harvey, his kicking isn't the strength in his game. This one far from through. He's 30 out directly in front. But it would be a telling blow if the champ can go back and slot this one. He's kicked 6-4 for the season. Long and deliberate run-up. He hits the post.
Great call, Jason. Well, you're right. Historically, it hasn't been his strong point goal kicking or set shot goal kicking. And you just think the way he used the ball around the ground, you'd think that you'd be able to slot those through, but it keeps this game alive now. I think that would have sunk the Kangaroos.
12 points the margin. 9 minutes remaining. Dangerous kick in. Archer stands tall and takes the mark.
It's had it all, hasn't it, the game?
It's
undisciplined acts, some great marking, fantastic goals and courage shown by a lot of players.
Just a smidgen of violence, not that we condone it, but it spices it up. Harris taken down by Revolt. When I say violence, I mean fierce physical contest. Not really anything untoward today, but it's just had both teams with an appetite to just get physical with their direct opponents.
And let's not take that out of the game ever.
Luke Ball getting assessed. Peckett got his hands on it. Harris hasn't spent a lot of time on the ground, only 51 minutes. Del Santo always seems to have that extra couple of seconds inside heavy traffic. Hamill, he's got a loose player. It's Powell. Milne decides to zone off. Makepeace had to go. Milne can't keep. That's terrific play. Outnumbered 2-1. Makepeace sees the ball out of bounds. We'll have a throw in. Inside forward 50 for St Kilda. 2 straight kicks in front the Saints. Luke Ball on his feet again. It's a good sign for St Kilda. Rewalt over the top of Harris. Ball comes out. Watt sits on top of Stephen Milne.
Ball it up, umpire.
And we'll go again.
They just wait so long for that holding the ball decision, don't they? That you just know it has to be balled up. There's Luke Ball.
Let's hope there's no damage to the eye socket there. We'll hear from Glenn Manton shortly.
He's absolutely fine, Jason. I can tell you he's about to make his way back out onto the ground.
Great news for the Saints.
Shepherding against St Kilda to David Hale. He takes the resulting free kick. Baird breaks. Takes the mark. Good kick from David Hale.
Plenty of time left in this game for the Kangaroos. They kicked 4 goals in 4 minutes last week, so they can do it.
Wobbly looking kick towards Brown. Got an unkind bounce. Aussie Jones. Oh,
Great
terrific tackle, Corey Jones. Oh, no. Goldspink. Darren Goldspink was going to pay holding the ball.
Oh.
The whistle went to the mouth.
The arms were up. It assumed a position, Wayne.
There was 8 arms in this box going up.
Assumed the position. I love that.
So we'll have a bounce. Wing position. Broadcast side of the ground. The Kangaroos down by 12 points. Through the legs of Robert Harvey. Luke Ball's back on. And Daniel Harris makes sure that ball doesn't come out. We'll have a bounce with 6 minutes 40 remaining. Last quarter.
You think Luke Ball might think, I don't have to get under the packs anymore after copping one in the eye, but there he is.
He's feeling good. He's figuring he doesn't have a bandage on his head. He's had a good day.
He's tough.
Well slapped it out. Hamill does likewise. Thompson confronted by Rocker. Slick give to Harvey. And then beautiful to Peckett. Peckett can go inside 50. Heads to Gehrig versus Brown. Gehrig!
No, it's going to be a free kick anyway.
Wonderful passage of football from the Saints. Hamill slapped it out. Slick handball over the top to Peckett. And then the delivery to Fraser Gehrig. Wonderful piece of football.
Yeah, great play, Justin Peckett. He's done a tagging job on Brendan Harvey today, but with his experience and his ability to play the game, he just saw an opportunity to sneak forward on Harvey. Good enough kick to put it down the throat of Fraser Gehrig. And the G-Train, he's just been dominant down there all day today.
He's booted 4-4. This to make it 18 points with 6 minutes remaining. From point-blank range. Gehrig goes bang. Gehrig's got 5. The margin back out to 18 points. We've played 25.5 minutes, final term.
Well, just the class comes to the top, doesn't it? It started on the wing from this contest here, and it's Thompson to Harvey. How quick hands, and then comes in board. Peckett playing forward to Brent Harvey, and it would have been a free kick anyway for holding the arm, but he marked the ball instead. And look, Lee Colbert, the loss of Lee Colbert before this game has been so. Well, it's made it that they couldn't play someone off and play in front of Gehrig all day, and that's what Lee Colbert does well. It's been a big loss.
It's been structurally significant, hasn't it?
It has, yes. That's what I was looking for. Thanks, Jason.
22 points the margin. Fraser Gehrig's 5th goal. Simpson hacks it out of the air. Jones tries to put it in the path of Jess Sinclair. On the first attempt, failed. Try again. Corey Jones gets it back. Can't get around the Voss tackle. He's got a loose player. Sinclair heads back in the square. Simpson got around his opposing number 7, Lenny Hayes. High ball inside forward 50, but running with the flight of the ball. And a well-timed mark is Brett Voss.
Kazitsky's on.
Yes, well spotted, Tony. Will it get there? Well, he made sure of it, the big St Kilda man. That's an important mark. As Adam Simpson was closing. 5 minutes remaining. Fantastic game of football. Watt with a good spoil on Rewatt. We'll have a throw in outer side of the ground. You'd think with 5 minutes left, 22 points down, Luke, the Kangaroos will be out of it. But as you said, Tony, earlier on, 4 goals in 4 minutes last week.
18 points the margin.
18 points the margin. I'm getting excited. Luke Ball telling possession. Neil, will he get there? He certainly did, but Makepeace, good spoil. Brent Harvey wins himself a free kick. He was taken too high.
Oh, and Brett's having a go at the umpire saying, I haven't been protected all day here, Rump. It's been a bit late coming.
There it is there. Just a gentle nudge from Peckett.
Yeah, nothing. That's a free kick, but nothing else.
Well, the kick let him down. Tried to find Simpson. The Saints rebound. Hamill, we did that earlier on that set up the Gehrig goal. Gets it back, Aaron Hamill. Around the corner. Milne, will he get there? No. Too much on the ball. Standing in the tackle, Peckett. Got rid of Makepeace. But had too much on the handball.
Another free kick.
It's Brett Harvey, and he's been reported.
Oh, now. There's no doubt that Brent Harvey has been unhappy with the treatment he's had all day. And we'll just have a look at the replay, but the umpires picked something out of this, whether it was a free kick. It was a free kick, but he's also been reported in that stanza of play.
Umpire Simon Meredith on the spot there. And it was Peckett that gave away that previous free kick to Brett Harvey, so it might have been some sort of square-up, Tony.
I didn't think there was much in the Peckett thing. It wasn't a pure elbow. It was on the upper part of his arm. And as Luke, you cannot comment because being a player.
Justin Peckett has worked Brent Harvey over along with Andrew Thompson this afternoon for his first goal. And importantly, to extend the margin out, Justin Peckett. Goal umpire watches it sail through the middle of the big sticks. And a wry smile comes to the veteran. The Saints, they now push it out for 24 points. What are they done with yet, Luke?
It's a good role for Justin Peckett. This at the later stage of his career. As we have a look at this incident where Brent Harvey, this is the first free kick, I think, where Harvey received one. And
no, this is a report.
A trip with the legs.
Gee. Can't say too much, Tony, but he's got...
No, you can't. But yeah, I know. He put the leg out, but I think that might be just a fine, you would think. You wouldn't hope that Brent Harvey, a great player as he is, misses a game of football for that.
So Brent Harvey in the book for a step-over toe hold in WWE terms. The margin out to 24 points. It's do or die for the Roos now. Harris slaps it out. They'll go forward through Ferrito. Must be direct and attack from here. Grant's been isolated in the goal square. Free kick. It's going to Shannon Grant. Well, he's the man they look to. He is the go-to man in this situation every time. And this for a quick response with still 3.5 on the clock to reduce the margin of 3 straight goals.
It can't happen, can it?
Never say that.
In a row.
Never say that when the game be 3 weeks in a row.
I think Shannon Grant would have liked to have had this opportunity on Stephen Baker, one out more often in the goal square. It just hasn't happened. Stephen Baker's done a good job, although Shannon Grant now has a shot at goal.
Grant, a must-kick situation for the Kangaroos to bring it back to 3 goals, and he shanked it.
Kicked it out in the full.
Is that the double chance right there? They need everything to go right. And that's a remarkable miss. The Iceman melts as Del Santo goes long outside defensive 50 and Voss stands tall for the Saints.
Well done, Brett Voss. Courageous but calming mark for the side. And I just wonder whether that's the impact of Stephen Baker. He's one of the best run-with players in the competition. He's got scalps every week, Stephen Baker.
Voss to the wing, Hamill the target, Archer. Strong over the top. Have to move it on at every opportunity. He's got Sinclair on centre wing. He's held up by Kajitsky. Switches to Petrie. 2.5 remaining. Thompson, one out with Maguire, who did well. Important hand, important win. Peckett can go to Rewalt. He's off his man, Petrie. Rewalt from 65. Fraser Gehrig loses his footing. Back in the contest. Over the back, Makepeace reads it. Can go up the middle to Sinclair. They've got to go straight up the corridor now. The Kangaroos, they have no option.
He's got 2 players out wide. Jesse Sinclair ignores that. Heard the call from the box. Goes straight up the middle. Brown. Fraser's in pursuit. To Harvey. Lunging Luke Ball. Couldn't take the tackle. Brent Harvey. Last roll of the dice for the Kangaroos. Got Harding on the lead. Grant inside forward 50. He's got Savrock long.
Kick it long.
That's where he heads. It's a wobbly-looking kick to the top of the square. 2 Saints players spoil each other, but Brett Voss, cool in the crisis, wears one for his trouble.
Oh, he's hurt his shoulder.
Right shoulder. Rush behind. But they'll concede that. And it has been a tough day at the office for that man there and the rest of his teammates.
So that's a bad combination. You cramp up and you hurt your shoulder on the same side, so he can't even reach out to stretch his leg.
I'd be more worried about the shoulder, though, the way that he fell. Finals coming up.
It's heart-in-mouth stuff at this stage of the year for players. Every little twinge. I'm sure you must have that horrible thought through the back of your mind. as we near September.
You've got to be smart in the coach's box here. I'd just take him straight over the white line and get someone else on the ground. You look like you've got the game sewn up.
He's decided to re-enter the fray, Brett Voss. He's up and running. Blake has it. Goes to revolt at centre wing. Stands tall, receives some treatment over the shoulder and receive a free kick.
Hasn't done a bad job today, Shannon Watt, although Rewald, as always, gets plenty of the ball. Interestingly, so Robert Harvey's had 28 touches. How important is he going to be leading into the finals for St Kilda?
14th touch for Rewalt to go with his 9 marks. 2-on-1 at ground level ball to Hamill. Confronted and just shrugged off Harris. Snaps it inside 50. Milne, Makepeace, Gehrig and Brown will see it to the line.
The other thing about Harvey and Peckett, they've played in a grand final. And the experience, you just can tell the young kids and spread the word about how to relate to a grand final or final series, and it does help them.
Petrie out of the ruck, off his knee, couldn't clear the zone. Players fall on top of it. Two pretty tired teams. It's been played at a frenetic pace from the opening bounce this afternoon.
Good decision by the umpire there. I think maybe start of the year that would have been holding the ball for grabbing out of the ruck, but you know, he got half a knee to it. Play on.
Final stages of what's been a fantastic contest. Simpson towards the line. Ferrito keeps it alive for one last kick. Harding shunted out of the contest. He'll receive a free. But it matters not, as he goes over the top to Pratt. And St Kilda take a firm hold on the double chance in season 2005. They weathered the inevitable storm. We knew it was going to come. They knew it was going to come. But in the end, you just can't give up big head starts to good sides. St Kilda, 16-12, 108. Defeat the Kangaroos, 13-7, 85. The final margin, 23 points. The Saints led it all afternoon, and try as they might, the gutsy Kangaroos just couldn't overhaul the deficit. They trailed by 21 points at the final change. They stormed back to get within 10 points at the 13-minute mark. But the Saints showed their class. They steadied when it mattered, and they ran out 23-point winners. Gehrig finishing with 5, Montagna 4, Milne 4. Savrock booted 4 for the Kangaroos, 3 to Corey Jones. A game-high 28 possessions to the champ, Robert Harvey. Here he is with Glenn Manton.
Robert, just another day at the office?
Yeah, I mean, we battled in the second half. We started off all right, and in the second quarter we were pretty good, but obviously Kangaroos come out home hard, and you know, we were a bit disappointing in the second half.
What happened in the third quarter? You seemed to lose your way a little bit as a team.
Oh, we got stagnant. We didn't get any sort of run through the middle, and when they started running, and every time they seemed to go inside 50, they scored, so it's something we've got to look at.
Having said that, a significant win against significant opposition.
Oh, I mean, it's really important. Obviously, you get down to this time of year, you can't afford to lose those, and they come pretty hard, so it was good to steady in the end, and yeah, good win.
Now, you nearly had 30 touches yourself, mate. How many ice baths does that equate to for you after the game?
Oh, look, I'm history till about Thursday, and won't see me much during the week.
Mate, go and enjoy the game after the game with the team.
Thanks, mate.
One of the true superstars of all time, Robert Harvey, playing game number 313 this afternoon. 8-time All-Australian, dual Brownlow medalist. And no one would begrudge him some success in September to cap off a wonderful career. St Kilda fans have been waiting a long time, since 1966. They've got a real sniff at September this year. They're looming as West Coast major threat, you'd say, with 2 weeks to go. And again this afternoon, they did the business in the first half. We knew the Kangaroos would come at them, but as we mentioned, Luke, it's tough to overhaul a very good side.
Yeah, very impressive performance from the Saints today. They got challenged by the Kangaroos in the second half, came up and stood up when it counted, and as you said, Robert Harvey, as he goes down the rooms, he'll be looking at this going, geez, this might be my last window of opportunity to win a premiership, and he's been such a super player over his career. The Kangaroos wouldn't be too disheartened though, sure. I think they gave their best effort. They probably could have played better and won more of the ball in the midfield, but they won't lose any respect out of today. And you know, as I said, these two sides will be big challenges coming into the finals. Well,
Lee Colbert being out on the side was significant, and you're right. I thought it was just that little bit more class with the St Kilda midfielders.
39,777 at the Telstra Dome. They saw St Kilda lead by 13 points, 34 points, 21 points, and ultimately run out 23-point winners. Gehrig booted 5 for the Saints. Severio Rocca kicked 4. Good afternoon from the Dome.
the Saints go marching in. Oh, when the Saints, go marching in. Go marching in. Oh, when the Saints go marching in. Oh, how I want to be in St.Kilda. Oh, when the Saints go marching in.
Up in the sticks for St Kilda up front. Lenny Hayes pumps.